To create an FTP account, click on this icon. Now basically this FTP account, it allows you to access website files through a protocol called FTP. So an FTP client, for example, I'm using Smart FTP. You can see over here. So this is a Smart FTP, and this is an example of an FTP client. You can see here I put in the address, the login or the username, and the password in order to access the files on my server. So let's go back. Now if you want to add an additional FTP account, use this form. Okay, you can see here this is the account management area, and please take note that by default when you have your account created, you already have a default FTP account, which is this. You can see here user, so Amir, and it goes to the root directory and no quota. So from here you can either delete, edit quota, change password, or configure FTP client. And if you remember in the first video, I've told you that if you want to change the password of your cPanel account, it will also affect your FTP password, your default FTP password. So this is it. So let's see if I want to change this password. Remember, this is a default FTP account. If I click here, change password, cPanel will give a note over here. It says that changing this password for the main FTP account will also change the account password. That means it will also change the cPanel account password. So if you still wish to proceed, please use the change password tool. So let's say if you want to create additional FTP accounts, so this is how we do it. Let's go back. Okay, type in the username that you want, the login, for example test. Type in the password. You can also use the generate password feature over here if you want them, or you want cPanel to generate password for you. Type in the password again, and the directory. This will be the directory where you will limit this FTP account to access. So if let's say I limit to this folder, okay, public_html is the home directory, but then I type in the folder test. So anyone who logins using this login and password over here will only be able to access this folder. That means they'll only able to upload or delete files only from this folder, test folder, or the test directory. I'll show you an example later on. Okay, then you choose the quota, whether you want it to be unlimited or if you want it to be restricted. Just type in the maximum number of size that you allow. Once you are done, click create button over here. Okay, you can see here the FTP account test has been added. So let's go back. Okay, look at the account management here. You can see this is the new FTP account that I have just created. Okay, so go to configure FTP client over here to see how we can log in or how we can configure using the FTP client. Okay, this is the instructions over here. Manual settings. The FTP username should be this, server should be this, and so on. Okay, for example, go to my FTP Smart FTP client over here. So this address over here, let's see where we need to put in, what we need to put in. So it is the FTP server, so we need to type in this. So I copy, right click and press copy, and I put it in the address field over here. Right click and paste. Next, the login is the username here, FTP username, so I copy and paste it over here, login or the username, and the password is the one that I created just now, so I just type in. Okay, let's connect this. Before that, make sure the port is 21. This is the default. You can see over here, server port 21, FTP server port. Okay, let's connect this. And you can see that I'm only able to access to a specific folder there. I'm not able to access the root directory. So this folder, although it is not written over here, the name of the folder, it is the folder which we specify over here on the cPanel account just now. Remember that I specify only the folder name test. Okay, only the folder name test. This is the folder test. So right now we are in the test folder, although we are not able to see the name of the folder over here. So let's prove. For example, I will upload a file to this folder or directory here. Go to one of my files. Let's say I put in an image here. I will upload this image file to this directory. Okay, you can see the file has been uploaded. So let's go to and open a new tab, and I will type in the directory test. Okay, and I press enter. And there you go, you can see this is the file which I have just uploaded. Okay, so this is how you create your additional FTP account. So if you want to give access to the root directory, make sure that when you create the FTP account, allow this account to access the public_HTML without having any directory afterwards.